Yo, before we get into the match here, I want to let you guys know the Golden Boot is back in the form of hoodies and t-shirts. This time it's going to be embroidered, so it's really high quality stitching, and it's going to be golden, and it's pretty badass overall. So if you want to support the channel and also get some pretty awesome clothing, go ahead and click that link in the description. It'll take you to my merch page, and yeah, thanks guys. What is happening, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle. Today I've got another PU match, and you damn right I'm using this team again. So this is my garbage PU team, which features my boy Love Disc and a whole bunch of other just pretty much terrible Pokemon. So this one is against Maxi from Twitter, and looking at the team preview here, he's got some pretty big threats. I am mostly worried about the Magmortar. My walls don't handle that thing very well, and then he's got Scarf Primeape, which is always scary, along with some stuff like the Mr. Mime. But the good news is I do handle that Regirock relatively well. So let's go ahead and just jump right into the battle. Alright, so I'm expecting them to probably want to lead off with the Regirock or the Primeape. Either way, you already know I'm about to lead off with the Beard, so I send out my Wormadam, swinging from my invisible branch, you know, doing my thing, as they end up leading off with the pissed off Floof Monkey. And this is good for me because this thing can't really touch me, and this allows me to get my Stealth Rock up. They're just going to go right for the U-turn, get a little bit of damage, and then bring in a more fitting matchup here, as I'm just able to get up my Stealth Rock, which is very necessary because this team kind of needs all the help it can get damage-wise, because, you know, we pretty weak. But they're going to bring in the Magmortar, and this is extremely scary because, you know, I'm obviously allergic as shit to fire. Being bug and steel type, I can't really stay in here, and the only real answer I have on a switch into this thing is going to be my Chimecho, who is max HP and special defense. So I'm going to bring in the old toothpick here, as they're just going to go right for the Fire Blast, which does connect, and that's a bummer because it does do about half, but luckily I can take at least one more. So they do connect on one more Fire Blast, which does suck. I was kind of hoping for a miss there, but at least this allows me to set up my light screen. So now I will be able to take some special attacks a lot easier, and that's nice because this Magmortar really does put in work against my team. So the Thunderbolt is going to finish me off. He went for that just in case I wanted to switch into one of my water types. So now I have a free switch, and I'm able to bring in Gadnook the fucking Destroyer. So you know what this thing's about to do? Pretty much just, you know, destroy. So they're going to switch out. He decides to go right into the Kingler here, thinking that this is going to be, you know, a reasonable switch in, but I connect on a Hydro Pump, and check this out. It's going to do over half damage because I am Choice Specs with max special attack, and you do not want to play games with Love Disc. I don't know how many times I got to teach you this lesson, old man. One more Hydro Pump does connect, and obviously I outspeed, so that is going to be a dead Kingler. So that switch in turned out to not be the best switch in because the 2-hit KO happened, and I was honestly pretty surprised about that. So that's awesome. Love Disc is already, you know, doing her thing, picking up another KO, as now in comes the Mr. Mime, and I connect on another Hydro Pump to my surprise, which is going to do a ton of damage, and this allows it to go for a Psyshock, but luckily I can take at least one of those, and now I'm just really hoping I can get another Hydro Pump, and guess what I do, which is like the most Hydro Pumps I've consecutively been able to land, and that is amazing. And now Love Disc, you're like my favorite Pokemon ever. So I picked up 2 KOs with Love Disc, and I'm thinking, hey, this is, you know, this is working out. So back comes the Primeape here, and I do want to save Love Disc for later because, you know, I'm a freaking beast, so I do gotta stick that in the back pocket, as I'm just gonna bring right back in the Beard, as they're gonna go for a close combat, which I do eat up relatively nicely because I am max HP and defense, so I take that kind of well, and I'm over here eating some leftovers, having a fun time, and I know that they're gonna switch out here, so I'm just gonna go right for a Toxic. I could have predicted the switch and been able to get a double switch, but I wanted to play it safe and just go for the Toxic as the Regirock comes in. So this is a decent thing to come in on Toxic. This is going to make it a lot easier to take care of, but then again, I do have Swanna and Love Disc on my team, plus Blossom, who can take care of this thing, so I was kind of hoping it was going to be that Magmortar coming in for some more Stealth Rock damage, and the Toxic would have been nice on that thing, but at least I got the poison on the Regirock, as the light screen is going to wear off, and that kind of sucks because Chimecho's pretty much dead at this point. I'm not going to be able to set that up again. So here, I'm figuring, you know, this thing is for sure going to go for Stealth Rock. There's no scenario where this thing is not going to go for Stealth Rock, but I bring in Swanna, and they end up popping the Z Crystal, which ends up being Continental Crush. So that was definitely a misplay on my end, but I really thought this thing was going to go for Stealth Rock. I was like, there's no way he's not going to, but the Continental Crush is going to absolutely destroy my Swanna, which really is going to set me back because without Hurricane Katrina, I'm not going to be able to outspeed that Primeape. I really needed that thing for a lot of the Mons on his team, and, you know, Scarf Swanna, I probably should have played safer with that thing, but, you know, that happened. So at least now I can bring back in Gadnook the Destroyer, And I know that Scald is gonna definitely be able to take care of that Regirock, so I'm just gonna go for that. Plus, you know, I figure I've hit way too many Hydro Pumps to push my luck again, so I go for the Scald, as in comes the Wigglytuff, which I'm assuming is the special defense wall. And it's looking like I get a solid amount of damage off on that Scald, and I'm thinking, hey, I'm probably going to be able to kill with this next one. So I go for another Hot Water, as the Wigglytuff does not want to go down today. He lives it with like 3 HP, and this allows it to fire off a Dazzling Gleam, which is going to take care of Love Disc. So that really sucks. I just lost both of my water types, and, you know, that's a sad day. So at least this thing is going to be easy to pick off here, so I can bring in Delcatty. Bring in the all useless cats as a double edge is going to take care of the Wigglytuff, but I have lost a considerable amount of my team, and I really think that Swanna misplay really kind of messed me up here. So now they're going to bring in the Primeape, and my mindset here was they know that I have the Wormadam left on my team, so I'm expecting probably a U-turn to be able to bring back in the Magmortar, so I stay in. Unfortunately though, they just go right for the close combats, and that is going to fist the hell out of my kitty, so you know that's... That's no fun. I guess it kind of makes sense because Wormadam wouldn't have been able to take 2 close combats anyway, but I kind of had to play with some prediction there just to... I mean, I was behind on the battle, so you really have to play risky. So now I'm going to bring in Wormadam, who can take another close combat, and I predict to switch into the Regirock here, and I'm going to bring in my last Mon that we haven't seen yet, and that is going to be my Blossom. So this is a perfect matchup for me, and at this point I'm thinking I can probably start setting up some Quiver Dances, and if I can get a couple, I'll be able to outspeed pretty much the entirety of the team and maybe get a nice little late game Blossom sweep. So I go for the Quiver Dance, doing some hula over here, having a swell time, as this freaking Regirock is really breaking my balls here. He ends up going for a Thunder Wave, so it goes ahead and Pelvic Thrusts a Paralysis on me, and that really sucks because that's going to make me really slow, and I'm not going to be able to do much with the para there. So that is unfortunate, but at least I can go for an attack here and try to get some solid damage, as they're going to switch into the Magmortar, and unfortunately for me, I do actually get para-haxed here. So this thing comes in, takes some Stealth Rock damage, but I am going to be fully parried, and that Thunder Wave really was kind of the nail in the coffin there, because a Fire Blast is going to take care of Blossom, and there was potential there. I'll get Blossom to do something, don't you worry. I'm pretty damn determined because it's possible. But yeah, so now my last Pokemon is going to be Wormadam, and I'm going to shudder because I'm absolutely afraid as shit of that Fire Blast. So he goes for another, and he ends up missing as I'm able to go for a Gyro Ball. I'm not able to do too much damage on that thing, obviously. And I actually activate the Flame Body, which is just like, come on, man. Why you got to kick me when I'm down? But at least at this point, I'm thinking, hey, maybe he's used all of his PP for Fire Blast. I've seen him use about 5. If you got the PP max, he only has a couple. He goes for one more and ends up missing it. I'm like, holy shit, this might actually end up working out here. I go for another Gyro Ball. I probably should have went for Toxic had I been playing smart, but I kind of figured I was going to lose at that point anyway. So I'm over here getting burned by that shit because I touched this damn Fire Body, as I go for a Protect here, just trying to stall out another turn of the Fire Blast, as he does go for it, and I think at this point he actually only has like one more. So I'm just gonna go for a Toxic, and then best case scenario, I can like Toxic stall and protect the shit out of this thing until it dies. But he does have another Fire Blast, and he is gonna connect on it this time, so he's gonna roast the shit out of my my Steel Bug, and that is gonna be the end of the battle there. But that was still a fun one. It's always an interesting time using this team, trying to get it to work. But I mean, Love Disc did put in work again, so that was pretty damn fun. So hit that like button on this video if you guys enjoyed, and I will probably have a few more battles up with this team just because shenanigans.